up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be watching top 5 ghost videos to scare your inner demons by NUKES top 5. Let's get into it.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. The Lighthouse Keeper. If you're one of the very few people who have never...
Not to pause it so early, but speaking about lighthouse, dude, I've always wanted to live in a lighthouse ever since I was a kid.
Watch BuzzFeed Unsolved on YouTube. The series can basically be summarized like this. It's sort of a ghost hunting show, but not a typical one. The show has 2 hosts, Ryan and Shane. Now, Shane is a diehard skeptic of the paranormal.
Anytime there's any chance of sort of any kind of mechanical failure or just doors in general, people are always like, well, the door opens, so that's ghost. I don't want to argue with you on this. If you find it compelling, I'm happy for you.
I do find it compelling. Yeah,
great.
I'm happy for me too.
Good.
And then there's Ryan, who is the polar opposite, and might even be just a bit too scared of the supernatural.
Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. It's an automatic light.
In each episode, the 2 hosts visit allegedly haunted places and investigate to search for real paranormal evidence.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we investigate St. Augustine Lighthouse as part of our ongoing investigation into the question, are ghosts real?
No.
In this episode, they are investigating the notoriously haunted St. Augustine Lighthouse in Florida. The lighthouse was completed in 1874 and has seen its fair share of tragedy over the nearly 200 years that it has been guiding sailors home from the sea. BuzzFeed Unsolved hosts Ryan and Shane begin their investigation at the historic Lightkeeper's house, which is right beside the lighthouse. People say that they have heard the endless and painful coughing of the...
That's actually a really nice lighthouse. It's got instead of, I guess, the living quarters being inside the lighthouse, they have buildings on the outside. That's pretty cool.
Spirit of a man named William Harn. He was the very first keeper of the lighthouse back in the 1800s. Harn tragically passed away inside the house of malaria and the lung disease tuberculosis.
God dang.
When they try to reach out to the spirit of William, the 2 friends capture something truly bizarre.
All right, we're gonna give you some silence here, William. If there's anything you'd like to say to us, maybe a message you wish you could have communicated before you left Earth. I'm gonna sit in one of these little tiny chairs and make me look like you. Gonna give you some silence right now.
They did say he had tuberculosis, so hearing a cough, that's a little sus.
Ryan and Shane captured the unexplained sound of someone coughing, just like guests claim to have heard in the past. Could this be the spirit of William, who died of tuberculosis? Next, Ryan and Shane finally enter the actual lighthouse, which is said to be a hotbed of paranormal activity.
The best ghost evidence of all time, in my opinion, or at least some of it, has been caught right here in this little rotunda. I mean, they caught an apparition full out, just peeking over the railing.
It is said that paranormal investigators always have an experience in the lighthouse when they are alone. So to test this theory, both Ryan and Shane will be locked inside separately to investigate. Shane heads in first for his solo investigation, but he doesn't really experience much.
All right, so I'm going in there, I'm going to the top,
Yeah.
and I'm coming back down.
Yeah, that's what you do on a staircase, yeah.
Sounds good. This is high time for a ghoul to come out and spook me. So far, no ghouls. This is allegedly the site of a lot of FBAs, or full-bodied apparitions. I feel nothing. I really don't. I don't get any vibes. I haven't felt anything strange all night.
See, he's a true skeptic, and you can tell when someone's a true skeptic because they just don't shut up. They just keep talking during the whole time, and they don't try and hear anything, and they don't focus on what they're trying to find. And you'll see.
All right, see you later, dudes.
Next,
Gave it
it's
no
Ryan's
time.
turn.
He gave it
And
no
now,
time.
before we proceed, it should be noted here that during the building of the lighthouse, a young girl named Eliza tragically lost her life while playing at the construction site. Visitors have reported seeing a young girl in a red dress inside the lighthouse who
That's
just
creepy.
faded away into thin air right before their eyes.
Everyone who's gone in there has
Just like my
seen
dad.
something, for the most part, if they've gone by themselves. You know what? I'm eager to add my name to that roster.
Bye.
That was pretty funny.
Oh, boy. Is there anybody in here with me right now? My name is Brian. What? Can you say my name back to me? Oh my god, I just heard Eliza. Oh my god. Eliza? Why do you sound like that? Oh my god, I'm panicking. Hear me. I do hear you. Oh my god, I just heard hear me. I got the chills. Why am I leaving? Is that what you just say? Because I'm scared, that's why. Sayonara, you had your chance.
He didn't give him a chance.
Turn off your radio.
I almost had a panic attack.
Did you? You are wet.
I said, who's up here? What's your name? And it just so clear, just Eliza.
Ryan is freaked out as he gets some very weird direct responses on his spirit box.
So I understand being like scared because obviously you're messing with something you shouldn't be messing with in that sense, you know, but he didn't really give him a chance. Like, I mean, you're supposed to be like paranormal investigators, but like you're not staying there and investigating. You're going in, getting this small piece of evidence and then running out because you're scared. You got to stay.
One of the answers being Eliza, the name of the child that passed away at the lighthouse. Now, Shane, on the other hand, didn't capture anything and
Didn't
is
give it a-
completely
didn't give it a
unimpressed with
chance.
the whole location. But after the video was uploaded to YouTube, many viewers pointed out that skeptical Shane might have actually caught the most compelling and absolutely chilling evidence of all.
Can't wait to see this.
This is high time for a ghoul to come out and spook me.
Was it in the window?
So far, no ghouls.
Did you see it?
I didn't.
Watch
but
again.
I have a feeling it's in the window.
This is high time for a ghoul to come out and spook me.
I didn't see it.
So far, no ghouls.
A dark figure of a man can be
Oh,
seen
shit.
standing at the bottom of the lighthouse. When the footage is brightened, the man has no distinguishable features and looks more like a black mass than a person. Now, Shane was completely alone inside the lighthouse when he filmed,
I did not see that.
so just who or what is this?
And he's
Could it be
turned.
the
If
goat?
you look at it, he's not facing him. He's backwards. He's looking at his back. You can just tell by the way the arms are like more forward. The shoulders are more forward.
Host of one of the many deceased keepers who are said to haunt the lighthouse?
He looks like he
You
has his head
decide.
down a bit too. That's wild.
All right, see you later, dudes.
The final night. Alexander Labuzov from Russia says that he's been living in the same apartment for over 3 years, when suddenly and inexplicably, strange paranormal things began to happen around his home. Loud, unexplained noises would wake him up in the middle of the night. Things around the house would move on their own.
God damn.
And scariest of all, one night when he was in bed, sound asleep, someone or something suddenly grabbed onto his wrist, squeezing hard. He jerked his arm away and lurched out of bed, searching his room. But there was no one there. He says that the paranormal activity in his apartment just increased over time, until eventually he decided to just move out. So Alex is
But see, like this is what I was gonna say before before that clip started. If he had lived there for so long and nothing happened, in my opinion, I think he's gone somewhere, picked something up and brought it back, and it's more than likely a poltergeist. But with a poltergeist, it doesn't matter if you move. No matter where you go, it's gonna follow you because it's attached to you.
set to move out of his apartment the next day, but he decides to try to
If I'm
record
correct,
the
I could be
strange
wrong.
supernatural activity one last time. This video was meant to be Alex's last night in his apartment. First, he sits in front of his camera and explains what's been going on in his apartment. As he's talking, he hears something strange.
Я сразу же вскочил, включил свет. Это не может не напугать. просто знакомый звук. Так, изредка я услышал, ну, похож.
Something moves somewhere in the apartment, and Alex believes it might have been the kitchen cabinet door. He decides to set up his camera in his bedroom and leaves for 2 hours to meet up with a friend.
Алло? Да, сейчас приеду, ага. Давай.
Alex turns off the light and leaves. But what happens while he's gone
Dude, why is that light switch so high?
is truly bizarre.
It's like at the top of the door. See, now the slow-moving ones. The spirit does not like the layout of his apartment.
Alex returns home and just goes to bed. The next day, he discovers that his landlord is unavailable to pick up his apartment keys. And after reviewing his footage, Alex is unsatisfied with the potato-quality video he has recorded in his dark apartment. So, he decides to stay one more night, this time leaving the camera recording, but with the lights on. Just like the night before, he again leaves to meet up with a friend. The camera captures something downright creepy.
Oh, here we go. Well, you guys can't see it. The cabinet right above is moving. Could have been neighbors. That definitely wasn't a neighbor. Oh, hell no, dude. If I see this thing right now, bro.
Alex is shocked when he comes home as he discovers that his camera has somehow flipped upside down all on its own. He grabs the camera and
I got the
begins to
fucking
film his
chills.
thoughts on the strange situation. What
Thought we were about to
happens
see it.
next is absolutely terrifying.
Я смотрю, у нас сегодня рыбный
Before it shows it, I want to say I've been keeping my eyes on that closet. We'll see.
день. Охереть вообще. Что там осталось? Слушай, ну вообще жесть. Ну что могу сказать? Это был последний день, поэтому мы уже
Is that fucking feet, bro?
Oh,
I don't think I saw upper body, but I definitely saw feet.
до усрачки. Это можно вообще. О, блядь. Так.
Come on,
A
dude,
pair
give
of
me a
legs
replay.
can be
There we
seen
go.
standing right behind Alex in the doorway. The legs appear to have no torso and disappear before Alex can even turn around.
I thought that
So,
was the shadow.
did Alex
That's a
capture
fucking...
proof of the paranormal in his apartment? Or is it illusion? I leave it up to you to decide. Viewer
I don't know
videos.
about that one. That one's fucking creepy, though.
Ethan Budzinski was on a family vacation in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania when strange things began to happen in his rented Airbnb home. Late one night, Ethan and his family hear the sound of a baby crying from somewhere in the house. Now, Ethan's two
That's
young
creepy.
nephews are asleep in bed upstairs, so he immediately runs up to check on them, only to find that they are both quietly asleep in bed. This occurs several times. Ethan hears crying, then goes upstairs to find the children quietly asleep. So the next time Ethan hears the crying, he pulls out his phone and starts recording.
Definitely baby crime. What is that? Is that the attic?
Did you hear it too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just went up there and he was sound asleep.
Okay, that's what I heard.
The eerie sound of a child crying can indeed be heard coming from somewhere upstairs. Both Ethan and a family member hear the sound, but when he heads upstairs to check, just like before, the children are fast asleep and not making a sound. So just where is this strange, unexplained crying coming from?
That's creepy.
Let me know what you think down in the comments. A British Nukes Top 5 viewer who wishes to remain anonymous, we'll call her Jen, says that she had a chilling experience that wasn't paranormal, but was terrifying nonetheless. And as I've personally always said on this channel, real people can be much scarier than anything supernatural. So late one night around midnight, Jen starts receiving messages from a guy on Facebook. At first, she plays along, but the messages from the stranger just get creepier and creepier. I'll correct some of the typos and slang and save you from listening to me doing a terrible British accent, but what you see on screen are the actual messages. So, at one point, the guy suddenly writes, "Well, since you're up, can I come and meet you then?" "Yes, I am mental. I'm on my way down to your house. I'll ring when I'm outside." Thinking he's joking, Jen laughs it off, writing back, "You don't even know where I live." And then the guy starts trying to creepily call her on Facebook, because it turns out that he does actually know exactly where she lives. He types, "You live next to my granny's house on the corner." Then he continues to call her, and things go from bad to worse, because he actually shows up right in front of her house. "Don't make me knock, please," he messages. "I'm outside the center window right now." Jen is now understandably completely freaked out. He messages, "I'm outside the center window right now." Jen is now understandably completely freaked out. She tells the guy that she is not coming out under any circumstances, but he won't take no for an answer. "Is that your window at the front? How do I get in your back garden?" Jen replies, "You don't," and ends the conversation. But it did not end there. Jen says the disturbed young man stood in front of her house for almost 2 hours. He eventually left after her family members went outside and told him to leave or they would call the police. So I guess the takeaway is either be careful of who you talk to online, or simply Facebook sucks.
That's true.
Susan's Courtside Cafe in Kissimmee, Florida was originally built in 1912, and over most of the last 100 years, the building was actually a small home for many families and individuals. Locals believe that the building the cafe is in is haunted by the spirits of its former residents. Workers at the cafe say that they often hear unexplained noises while working late at night, and both the staff and visitors claim to have seen bizarre shadow figures throughout the restaurant. Nuke's Top 5 viewer Valerie Ann says that she went on a Halloween ghost tour in Kissimmee that stopped at the allegedly haunted Susan's Courtside Cafe, and it seems that the rumors of paranormal activity might be true. Valerie caught this strange footage.
Sorry.
And they said that they had closed.
I just saw something walk by.
I just saw that too.
Really?
Did you see it?
Yeah, right there.
It's a little hard to make out, but a dark figure seems to quickly pass through the cafe dining room before just disappearing. Someone in the tour group mentions it, but Valerie Ann is shocked when she discovers that she actually caught the apparition on camera. She says that she has no idea who or what this mysterious figure could be.
That's wild.
But what do you think? The home of the Jinn. One of the OG Saudi door-kicking ghost hunters that I first featured on this channel, Adventurer Allah, is back with an all-new YouTube channel.
This dude's funny.
In this live stream, Allah goes to investigate a large abandoned building
Just
that
from
is
his
said to be
reactions.
haunted by an evil presence, or Jinn. As he broadcasts his exploration live, things take a terrifying turn.
يا جماعة أي شيء أنا ما أشوفه على طول على الخاص. بسم الله.
Bismillah. He always says that.
بسم الله. الله أكبر.
Oh shit.
أعوذ بالله.
Even though there's no power in the building, the ceiling fan begins to rotate on its own. Then a heavy table falls over right behind Allah. Freaked out, he runs away, retreating to a different section of the large building. But little does Allah know, things are about to get even creepier.
حسبي الله. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض.
Oh my
من ذا
god.
الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم. ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء. وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض. ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. النور اختفى.
He's saying, come here.
من كان في هذا المكان سحر فابطله.
Oh,
الله
hell
أكبر.
no, dude. I got the fucking chills, bro. Dude, he pushes this shit. That door is not light, and they shut it.
في أحد؟ في أحد في المكان؟ بسم الله.
Oh shit.
حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل فيكم. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض.
A terrifying dark mist-like figure can be seen in a doorway, and a pair of crutches aggressively flies across the room right in front of the terrified explorer. He investigates the area, but nothing there. The mysterious dark mist has simply disappeared. But it's not over yet.
That's some good evidence right there.
اللهم إن كان هذا سحر فابطله. اللهم إن كان هذا سحر فابطله. اللهم إن كان في سحر مدفون فابطله. اللهم إن كان في سحر معقود فابطله. في صوت في صوت في صوت. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق.
The way he screams kills me.
من شر ما خلق. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء. وهو السميع العليم. وهو السميع العليم. اللهم إن كان هذا سحر فابطل. اللهم إن كان
That pan just hit him?
A plate falls off a table on its own, then another ceiling fan begins to rotate, and a large heavy closet moves as if pushed by some powerful unseen force. Something is thrown at Allah, injuring his foot, and after that, he's had about enough. Allah decides to just get out of there and ends his live stream. So did adventurer Allah capture a real haunting by a terrifying jinn?
I would say so.
Or is it all just a very elaborate hoax? You decide. Return to the Red House.
Uh-oh, number one.
Paranormal investigator Kevin Barranco from the YouTube channel Archivo Extinto returns to explore the historic La Casa Colorada, or the Red House, in Guadalajara, Mexico. The house was built in 1923, and it is said that the remote and secluded location became a place where cults performed dark rituals. Those brave enough to explore the old house claim to have seen witches, demons, and even the skeletal female figure of Santa Muerte, a Mexican saint who is said to wear a long cloak and be the personification of death itself. Now, 2 months ago, I featured Kevin's first visit to the Red House years ago. While exploring the house with his friends, the group captured something that they simply couldn't explain.
Que por todas las paredes hay frases, no sé, quizás unas por vandalismo, otras por sectas. La verdad es que no desconocemos el significado y la verdad es que no queremos saber sobre ello. Aquí hace mucho frío, ¿eh? Sí, hace bastante.
I didn't see it.
Aquí hace mucho frío, ¿eh?
Oh,
sí,
shit.
Hace bastante.
Aquí hace mucho frío, ¿eh?
It looks like a long
bastante.
dress.
Cut to 2 years later. After many requests from his fans, paranormal investigator Kevin returns to the quote, Red House in hopes of capturing even more paranormal evidence. But this time, he decides to go back all alone.
Why do they always do that? I would never do that shit alone. Always go alone. And it's always 10 times worse.
As you might guess, it did not go well. Kevin sets up several static cameras around the house, then he lights 3 candles and starts to ask questions to who or whatever might be haunting the abandoned home.
What's up with
Kevin
the 3
is using an
candles?
English spirit box app and translates the responses to Spanish. Before long, very strange things start to happen.
Voy a utilizar Scarlett, ¿podrías hacerme daño? Throw. No sé qué es throw. Lo voy a buscar. Lanzar. ¡Ay, cabrón!
As Kevin repeats the word throw in Spanish, a heavy piece of rubble is seemingly thrown off the edge of a large hole in the wall. Kevin grabs his camera and walks through the building in search of anything paranormal.
Breathing hard as shit.
Me he quedado sin luz. Me quedé sin luz.
Oh no.
Me sin luz. Me sin luz. Me sin luz.
The ghost hunter's light begins to fail, then he hears a noise and turns. Without knowing it at the time, he captures something strange in the darkness, quickly darting out of sight. Soon after, Kevin's camera begins to malfunction and things take an even more terrifying turn.
Mi cámara está trabada. Y vean, vean. Vean esto. Mi cámara está trabada. Vean. Está trabada. Se trabó. Está completamente trabada, vean. Lo voy a apagar. No. Ven.
Can't turn it off.
Ahí se apagó, pero sigue trabada.
You have to take the battery out of it.
¿Me quieres hacer daño? Voy a cambiarla. Voy a sacarle la pila. Ya.
Oh. Candle went out. I saw that. It's definitely a dress, bro. Look how it's. You guys are probably gonna kill me for this, but if you ever watch Courage the Cowardly Dog, you remember the thing was waving in the when it was waving in the field. That's exactly what that just reminded me of.
Kevin's camera completely locks up, and as he changes the battery, a wailing moan can be heard. followed by the mysterious voice of a woman.
Yeah.
He's got balls, bro. I'll just say that. He's got balls. I would not be in there alone.
He goes to investigate and captures what appears to be the same mysterious cloaked figure that the Archivo Extinto team captured just 2 years earlier. Kevin searches the building and the grounds, but he doesn't find anyone or anything. When his equipment continues to malfunction repeatedly, he decides he's had enough. He packs up and just gets out of there. So could it be that Kevin captured the apparition of Santa Muerte, the cloaked Lady of Death? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full 3-part investigation over on the YouTube channel, Archivo Extinto. Thanks for watching. Please follow me on the Instagram here, and on the Twitter here, and even on the TikTok. Hopefully I'll see you next week.
Alright guys, that was Nuke's Top 5. Make sure you check out all his channels. And we'll catch you on the next one. I'll see y'all.